Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Louisa. I post lifestyle, personal and vlog content including self-care and mental health tips. From the title of this chat, I'm going to be talking about how to move in silence in a healthy, balanced way and how to protect your own energy, goals, plans. This is a self-care, valuable chat. I grabbed myself some water to keep myself hydrated. Feel free to grab a drink, snack, chill, relax. I'm going to be giving you guys 8 tips. I have written down notes that I will be looking down. Subscribe, especially for more amazing content. The whole moving in silence and protecting your own energy. I've had past experience with that and I have learned a lot. There are more for me to learn, but I decided to make this video. I decided to talk about this, spread some awareness. It takes self-control and discipline to move in silence. Depending on the type of person you are, for me it does take self-control and discipline. It doesn't come easy to everyone, but it is a beautiful skill. It can be harder as a content creator, which is what I am fulfilling, doing. Moving in silence and protecting your own energy is beneficial and good for you. Don't isolate yourself from people too much. I wouldn't recommend getting into that predicament where you just never tell people anything about you or your own business. Achieving that healthy balance is good. So I do highly recommend moving in silence, but in a healthy, balanced way. Not everyone has bad intentions. Some people are genuinely there to help, but at the same time, not everyone has your best intentions. So moving in silence and protecting your own energy is beneficial and good for you. Knowing that not everyone have good hearts, have good intentions, not everyone will support you, like you, unfortunately. This moving in silence concept is such an important one that I want to post and spread awareness on. Moving in silence is an important value for me due to past experiences and because of how beneficial and valuable moving in silence and being selective has been to me. Moving in silence has been beneficial for my own mental health, my own well-being. It's more peaceful, has resulted in my life being more peaceful, less unnecessary pressure and other people's external energy getting in my way and interfering with my own personal energy and my own personal goals, which is good for me and is good for you. Has also been beneficial to my own life, especially my own progress with achieving my goals. For example, moving in silence has helped me get my driving license this year. Everyone who is watching this video knows how beneficial it is. From what I know, moving in silence to me and being selective is a good thing. Let's get into the tips. I have got 8 tips. Some of them are derived from my own personal experience and some of them are from my own research that I definitely agree with. How to move in silence, how to gatekeep successfully and protect your own energy. You'd want to move in silence because moving in silence helps you achieve your goals kind of quicker, or at least you feel less unnecessary external pressure to achieve your goals, and it's just good for your own mental health, your own well-being. Knowing the fact that there are less people in your personal business, it's just good for you. So the first tip on how to move in silence and how to protect your own energy is do not post everything on social media. Social media, it is a big part of our lives today. We use social media a lot. I like social media in some cases. Don't post everything on social media. Attaining mystery is good. Be selective with what you post and share online. I have been practicing this myself. Being selective works in your favor and is a fundamental tip. It is a good tip on how to move in silence and how to protect your own energy. So don't post everything on social media. Having some mystery is good. And I used to post a lot on social media before. I have made mistakes and that's how I have become wiser. I've learned from my past experience and from any mistakes I have made in the past. You learn from your mistakes, you get wiser from your past experience. I used to post, I wouldn't say every single thing, but I used to post a lot more when I was like a teenager, when I was just exploring myself. I used to post a lot more on social media. But now I'm a lot more private and I'm a lot more selective with what I post and share online, and it has definitely helped. Don't post everything on social media. Be selective with what you post and share. Mystery is good. Spending less time on social media helps. The more you do social media detoxes and breaks, which is what I've done and which is what I like to do, it actually helps you post less on social media, because the less time you spend on social media, the less you feel the need to share or to show off on social media, and also the less you'll be seeing what other people are posting on social media, so you feel less social pressure to share. If you're struggling with posting less on social media or being selective with what you share, I highly recommend spending less time on social media and doing social media detoxes. I know it's not easy, but it is good for your own mental health. Spend less time on social media. That's a good thing to do. Some people actually do struggle with oversharing on social media because maybe it's a habit, or maybe they are craving external validation, which is normal. But I think it's also important to detach from that, and I feel like detaching yourself from external things or things outside of your control is good for you. So detachment is key. My first tip on how to move in silence is try and start off with posting less on social media, being selective with what you post, which is what I have improved on and I'm working on. Overall, my first tip is to not post everything on social media. Post less on social media if you feel like you are oversharing, and spend less time on social media. My second tip, which is also related to my first tip, this is to do with social media as well. I follow this myself. Don't post your real location in real time, especially if your social media is on public. I don't do this. How you hold your power is through mystery and not sharing everything about yourself, especially online. I highly, strongly recommend that you do not post your real location in real time on social media. Watch this video again if you need motivation or reminder. I actually did this before I was moving in silence. I'm such a strong advocate for not posting your location or what you're up to in real time, especially if you have a lot of followers or your social media is on public. What I do is when I get back home or later afterwards, it could be a week later or the day after, I post it. I do not post where I am. I do not post what I'm up to in real time. I always post what I was doing or where I was after I went to that place, after it was done. Especially holidays and trips. That is a good tip on how to move in silence. Very obvious, but a simple good tip that you should remember. This really depends. I'll give you my own personal opinion about this. My third tip is don't have too many friends. Don't have a big circle. I know some people thrive and they need to have a lot of friends. I think personally as a girl, maybe for guys it's different, I'm not entirely sure. But from what I know, from my own female perspective, not having too many friends and being selective maintains my peace, my well-being, my soft life. Have you heard of the phrase soft life? And helps me move in silence. I feel like if I have too many friends, it's just too much drama. And who needs drama in their lives, especially since we're all busy? Maybe not everyone is so busy. I know I don't have the time for drama. I have things to do. I have goals. I don't have time for too many friends. I like to have a social life. I like meeting new people. But not having too many friends helps you move in silence because you feel less need to update everyone. And I feel like the more friends you have, the more people you let into your life, the more energy you are inviting in your own space. As I said before, not everyone has a good heart. If you have great friends, if all your friends are great and have your best intentions, that's great. But in general, having too many friends is detrimental to you moving in silence. Be selective with what you post online, what you share online, but also who your friends are. You can have a lot of friends or you can have more friends and still be selective. But I just feel like in this day and age, especially as a female, there are a lot of jealous and competitive women. Not all, but they exist, so you've got to be careful, you've got to be selective. Maybe for a guy it is different. Be selective with who you choose to be friends with. It's so worth it, and you have more time to focus on your goals and do what you love to do. As I said before, it's all about balance. I don't want you guys to isolate yourselves. Like, I don't want to isolate myself too. We're not about isolating ourselves and having no friends. However, it is important to be selective. I'm kind of like an introvert, but I also like a social life and I like to meet new people. This tip of not having too many friends and being selective may apply to people differently. Everyone's different, everyone has different experiences. Personally, from what I know, not having too many friends works in your favor, especially with moving in silence, and it has helped me achieve my goals more, especially if you are a beautiful person with good energy. Not everyone is going to like that. Some people will try to bring you down consciously or subconsciously. In regards to my own personal experience, I used to be less selective with who I would be friends with, but as I grew older, and especially from my own past experience and also from research, I definitely learned and recognized the value of being selective and not having too many friends. I am selective. In my personal life, I don't have a lot of friends, and that is by choice. Maybe it's also because I'm naturally introverted. I'm a little bit closed off when I go out and meet new people. I have met nice people that are girls, not just guys, but I feel like women, females, are more likely than men to be more two-faced, bitchy, more jealous, more competitive. If you are a female watching this, you may relate to this. So yeah, don't have too many friends. Be selective with friends. It's okay to not have so many friends. When you have less friends, less drama and more peace. It has been so good for my own mind and for my own mental health, instead of mind not having drama or just too many people in my own personal business. So moving on to the fourth tip. This one is such an important one. Focus more on actions over words. Don't announce your moves or talk too much to other people about your ideas, plans and goals before they actually come into physical form. Depending on the type of person you are, this does take self-discipline and control. This takes self-discipline and control, but it is possible. At times, it's tempting to tell people. Personally, I don't tell a lot of people. I tell very few people about upcoming holidays, trips, or what I'm going to do. I'd rather share about it once it's done completely than talk about it too much whilst I'm still doing it. You should be selective with the people you choose to share your personal information with, especially your goals, your plans and what you are working on. I'm not the most perfect example in terms of moving in silence, because you probably know which university I'm going to. I'm not the most perfect example of someone that moves in silence completely, but in some areas I do move in silence. I've just learned this from my own past experience, to just not talk a lot about what you're going to do. And I used to make the mistake of telling too many people or talking too much about it. I feel like the more you talk about it and the more you share your own plans, moves and goals, the less likely you're actually going to achieve that goal, or the less likely it will get done. There is a psychology fact that says when you tell people or share about what you're going to do and you haven't done it yet, and you're in the process of doing it, a part of your subconscious mind feels like you've already done it, so you don't feel the actual need to do it because you've talked about it, so you feel like you've already done it even though you haven't done it yet. What I want you guys to take away from this video is try to focus more on doing what you want to do rather than talking about it. When you keep talking about what you're doing and it hasn't been done yet, it hasn't worked out, people are not really going to care. Not a lot of people are going to help you out. So you'd rather just focus on doing rather than talking about it, and then afterwards you can post it or share it after getting something done. Even sharing it and posting it, I know that's not really moving in silence. I mean, it is better than sharing and talking about it before it's actually done, before it becomes into physical form. Even that's not moving in silence completely. If you like to share, like I do in some cases, then you can use that once I get it done, I can share it, post it, and not worry about it because it can't be undone. You can use that as a sense of motivation and reward to get you through the process of actually doing it and working hard behind the scenes. That kind of works in a way. That's another tip. If you're struggling and you're finding it hard to not tell people what you are doing or what you want to do, it hasn't even been done yet, and you feel this pressure. This could be the thumbnail. You could use that as your motivation, as an incentive to really focus on getting it done, and then afterwards you can share it. For me, it's like posting a vlog. I don't really tell too many people that I'm editing it, that I'm in the process of doing it, and then once it's done, I can share it on my social media. I can promote it on my social media, and it's a satisfying feeling. Even if I don't get the amount of views or engagement I want, at the end of the day, I reward myself. I feel good about it because I finished something that I started. I know that this does take self-discipline and control, focusing more on actually manifesting and achieving your goals, what you said you're going to do, rather than talking about it, will help you move in silence, and it becomes easier. I know that not everyone can do this naturally or easily. It is so beneficial for you and it works in your favor. Definitely benefited me. It is beneficial and it's something I like to do. I actually do enjoy moving in silence. I kind of find it satisfying. I just prefer to just show with my actions and results rather than words. Definitely use this video as motivation and inspiration to just start moving in silence, or to move in silence more. Sometimes you have to isolate to elevate. That is the truth. You can't be telling everyone what you're going to do. So yeah, that is my 4th tip on how to move in silence. And some people may even steal your idea. So it's better to just not share it. So focus more on doing rather than talking. And I've learned from my past experience. You know what's the most satisfying feeling? One of the most empowering feeling is achieving one of your goals, sharing it if you want to, being able to share it, knowing that no one can mess with it because it's already done. That's what motivates me to move in silence, knowing that nothing can be done to break it. Once it's done, it's done. It's set in stone. This isn't applicable to everyone. This is a personal tip. If you can, I would recommend meditating and praying to God. Meditate and pray to God. I know that not everyone is spiritual or religious, but if you do believe in God, a higher being, if you believe in the universe, I definitely recommend implementing some spiritual routine, meditating, praying. It could be 5 minutes a day or more. You could ask God for strength and discipline to move in silence in a healthy, balanced way. That's what I do. It does help. I know it's all down to you. I think meditating and praying does help. It could help give you strength and discipline with moving in silence. Also, if you sense bad energy, jealous, hateful, evil energy, any energy that does not have your best intentions, trying to get in your way, praying to God for protection, praying to God to protect you definitely helps. And that's what I do. I also pray to God to help me clean my energy. I know my energy is good in general. I'm confident in that. So praying to God and meditating, but you've got to do the work. You've got to have self-discipline. So my 6th tip is related to social media. A lot of people actually do this. I see a lot of people do this. I'm going to explain to you guys why I have included this tip on how to move in silence. It really depends. This applies to you if you are public on social media. Stop tagging people on your social media, especially if you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, if you're dating someone. I used to tag people on my social media, but I hardly do it. I used to do this on Instagram story. From my own personal experience, less people in your personal business, less people in the other person you tagged in their business, especially if they're jealous. You can post. If you guys want to move in silence and protect your own energy, I don't recommend tagging unless if you're 100% confident and secure that your friendship or relationship, whatever you have with this particular person that you posted online, is strong. Go ahead and tag them. I do believe it is imperative to stop tagging other people on social media if you want to move in silence, especially if you're in a romantic relationship or if you're dating. Even go as far as not posting them at all. I think tagging It's an invitation for more people to get into your personal business. Stop tagging people you post on social media. Learn from my past, but now I don't do this. I hardly do this. Less people in your personal business. That's how you move in silence. A lot of people do struggle with oversharing on social media. It's possible. It does take self-control and discipline. Moving in silence, especially on social media, motivates me to keep moving in silence, to be selective with what I post and share. I don't necessarily recommend you tag people that you post on social media if you want to move in silence. So my 7th tip is don't share and talk too much or everything about you to other people, especially people you don't know that well. So when it comes to answering people's questions, it really depends if you're close to them or the type of relationship you have with them, but don't talk too much about yourself or share too much about your personal business. Do set boundaries. This again relates to being selective with what you share offline and online. This tip is more related to offline. Another example is if someone asks you how's your weekend, share, definitely engage, maintain the conversation if you want to, if you feel like it, but don't share everything, don't share every single detail. Let them earn your trust. The more you get to know this person and the more your relationship is stronger, gradually you can share. I think it's important also for your own good and for your own well-being to not share everything. If you don't share a lot on social media, maybe you do feel the need to share a lot with people in real life. This again does take self-discipline and control. No one needs to know that you're going through a financial struggle or that you are having bad luck with dating and relationships. We all go through problems. A lot of people don't really care if you keep telling them about your problems or what's not working out in your life. Most of the time, most people don't care. They're actually happy that you have them because it makes them feel better about their lives. Stop telling people too much about your own personal business in real life as well. This doesn't just apply to social media. I really hope these tips helped you guys. I'm on my 7th tip. This is also kind of related to my own personal experience, but I feel like if I have a friend or if I know someone that I do see from time to time, I may look like the bad person here. If that particular friend is constantly telling me that she's going through a financial struggle or she's having issues with her boyfriend or this guy she's dating, she can tell me once, that's cool. But if she keeps telling me or if she tells me multiple times, I start to not care. Yeah, we all go through problems, but do something about it. Don't just complain to me. I know it's harsh. There was this person that complained to me about how expensive her rent was or how she was struggling, how depressed she was. This was a few years ago. Normally I don't really like to talk about my own personal experience or like story times on YouTube, but I'm just going to share it for the sake of this video so you guys also understand more where I'm coming from. We've all got our own lives. Sometimes we have our own problems. Who needs to hear your own problems or your own personal business all the time? And if it's really getting to you, invest in therapy. Do something about it. Maybe analyze and evaluate, vent it out sometimes, but don't vent it out too much. Don't tell too many people or don't tell people too much about what you're going through. You can share your problems to an extent, like a little bit. You really got to be careful with what you share online and offline. That's why most people only post the highlight reel or the good things that are going on social media, because we don't want to post our problems or our failures online. We know that there are people watching us that don't even have our best intentions and wouldn't care or would even be happy if we were posting our bad times or our failures. So why would we post that online? That's one of the main purposes of social media. So offline, it's the same thing. Depends. Don't share and talk too much about yourself, your own personal business in real life. Knowing when to pull back, knowing when you're sharing a bit too much is key on how to move in silence. You can share with people you genuinely trust and that you know for sure have your back. I feel like you have to be careful. It's good for you to be careful with what you share in person and online. I think it's easier to share less online in some cases. You may have more control with what you post online. It can be a bit more tempting to share and to vent it out. I know it's harsh to hear, but it's the truth. I used to complain to so-called friends before it didn't help. It just created more drama. The more you actually tell people about your own personal business, the more you feel like you owe them an update or an explanation, and the more they're in your business. I actually feel more powerful when I share less, and when I keep certain things to myself, and when I maintain some sort of privacy. And I'm pretty sure you will feel powerful and you feel like you're in control when you're able to share with people, but in a healthy, balanced way. My last and final tip on how to move in silence. This also is closely related to the previous tip. Don't share your problems and issues with other people too much. You can share in some cases, balance is key. And if you are going through problems, there are solutions. You will get through them, and that's also one of the reasons why I would pray to God. My life, I'd say, is pretty good. I know God and the universe has my back. A lot of the time, people don't care if you share your problems too much. And another example is you struggling to find a job. It's been going on for however long it's going. Maybe you can vent it out and share. Once you overshare, no one's going to help you and no one's going to care. At the end of the day, you've got to help yourself. What Chanel Richie said, she said this in her video on how to glow up. This really motivates me to have my back. Maybe you will get help from your family. It's all on you. No one's going to save you from financial struggle. No one's going to help you get out of your issues. And if they do, most of the time, they will expect something in return. Sharing your problems too much and complaining to people about how tough your life is does not work in your favor. You've got to help yourself. And also, it is a privilege for people to get to know you, to spend time with you. You are valuable. You have value. I know it's a privilege for people to get to know me, to get to spend time with me. My energy, my time is valuable. I value myself. I value my own time. Don't be spilling all your personal business and everything about yourself to people. Let them earn it. Let them earn your trust. Not everyone deserves access to you. Let people earn your trust. It is a privilege to get to know you. This is also what I remind myself. Remember, it's a privilege for people to get to know you. Those are my tips on how to move in silence, protect your own energy. These were a good set of tips that are also related to my own personal experience. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope these tips helped you. Definitely feel free to comment down below if you've got more tips or if you related to any of the things I said.